What's up, everybody? Come on in and have a chat with your girl, Free to Be, tonight. I'm home and just had a word drop in my spirit. It actually dropped in my spirit earlier today while I was at work. And I came home and I wrote it down and I allowed it to minister to myself. And so now I want to share it with me because I know that what is in one is in the whole. If I'm going through something, I know there's somebody else who's going through something similar, man or woman. And so I want to come on and share this word on relationships today. It's called You Will Never Lose. So if you know somebody who has been in a toxic relationship, in a bad relationship, in a breakup, about to break up, share this broadcast with them. Invite them on this live so that we can chat about this tonight. Now, I know I've been off Facebook for a while, but I need y'all to come on in with me and support your girl while I minister to myself tonight. So let me know who's on watching with me. Say hello. Type your name in the comment section. What's up, Lloyd? How you doing? Hope you can hang with me and listen to this message that I'm about to share. I might need to pour me a glass of wine for this. Hold on. I'm right here. I'm coming. In case my mouth get a little dry. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, I ain't gonna keep this live long. I'm excited. You see, I look excited, but really, no. Your girl been feeling some kind of way. So as you know, your girl, she's single, good and single. And can we say that Free to BMJ is talking about the past? But sometimes it's good to talk about the past because when you've ever dealt with trauma, drama, or a breakup, you need to continually do some self-work on yourself, and so that you can completely heal so that you don't repeat those things that you did in the past. And so sometimes pride and ego will try to creep back in and try to play with your mind about certain things. And that's what was happening to me today. Little pride and ego was setting in today, and my ego and pride was telling me that I had lost. And I'm talking about relationships, but you can apply this to many areas of your life. It doesn't always have to apply to relationships. So as I share my little story, you can relate it to whatever area in your life. But I'm talking about relationship, past relationship. So today, you know, me being single, I was feeling a little funky at work, and ego came in and was like, girl, you lost. Because see, you thinking about your exes and they with they new partners and you by yourself. And ego was saying, you know, you lost. But the Spirit of God in me was saying, Michelle, you never lose. You never lose. And so I'm here to share with anybody who will receive this message that if you feel like you've ever lost, whether it be something or someone, and if you're God's child, then I'm here to tell you God said that we never lose. We never lose. And so I had to keep saying that to myself. I never lose. And God says, no, you never lose. But the ego and pride was telling me that I lost my man. Okay, to be specific. And God was saying that when life or God removes something or someone from you, he said, please know Michelle Jones. Please know Kimberly. Please know Lloyd. Please know that you never lose. When God allows something to be removed from your life, taken from your life, it's not a loss. And this is what God spoke in my spirit. He said, it's like the Father taking the pacifier away from the baby. When a baby is sucking on a pacifier, the baby is in its comfort zone. The baby can be quiet. The baby can rest well. The baby is good when the baby is sucking on its pacifier. But when the father takes the pacifier away, the baby cries, the baby screams, the baby throws temper tantrums. Baby just have a fit, right? I'm the baby, you're the baby. And the father has taken the pacifier away from us. Now, our temper tantrums might be us arguing, fussing, fighting, us screaming, crying, I love you, I can't do life without you, whatever your scream and your cry is. So, God says, baby, I told you to put the pacifier down. I told you you don't need that pacifier anymore. You too grown to be walking around with that pacifier in your mouth. Now, I asked you to put it down, but you didn't want to put it down. So I'm going to have to take it from you. And that's what God did. God had to take something, allow it to be taken from me. I didn't want to let go of my pacifier. My pacifier was my comfort zone. It was my safe place. It was the thing that made me be quiet. And so God says, I need you to let go of the pacifier, because if you continue to suck on the pacifier is going to disfigure you. And we know that us parents, when we remove the pacifier from our babies, we remove it from them because we don't want their teeth to get all jacked up, right? And we know that babies, after about 1 year old or even sooner, that pacifier needs to come out of that baby's mouth, okay? The baby just done got too big to be around here sucking on a pacifier. And some of us been around here sucking on these pacifiers. You know what your pacifier is. I know what my pacifier is. Let it go. You've been sucking on these pacifiers for too long. You've been holding on too long. And God done told us, let it go. Put it down. It no longer serves you. You've outgrown the pacifier. Right? So I wrote this out, y'all. I wrote it out because it was so good. It says the father knows best. What the baby don't realize is that the father taking the pacifier away, the baby feels like it done lost something. It feel like it done lost something. And in essence, you've lost your safe place. You've lost your comfort zone. You've lost the thing that you go to, for comfort and for safety and, as your thing that you go to. And so that thing was of value to you at some point in your life. That pacifier that you was sucking on, it had some value at some point in your life. But then it came a time when that pacifier loses its value. And God says, what you don't realize, Michelle, is that while your ego and pride is over here telling you that you lost that man or you lost a good thing, is that was your pacifier. And when you stop murmuring, complaining, and feeling funky, and when you completely let go of that pacifier, you don't realize that I, the Father, want to give you your milk and honey. Ooh. When God said that, I was like, oh my God. I'm over here feeling some kind of way about a pacifier, and God wants to feed me some milk and honey. God says, you've done the work. You've done the healing that you need to do. I need you to stop complaining. I need you to stop allowing your ego and pride to play games in your mind. And I need you to get ready to drink this milk and honey that I'm about to feed you. And we know that milk and honey is good for the body, right? Milk does a body good. And if you know any old remedies when it concerns honey, you know that honey is good for the body. And God says, I will never leave you empty. Never. Michelle Jones, Kimberly, Ariel, LaKenya. God says, I will never leave you without. If I take something from you, then you better get ready for your blessing of your milk and honey that is on the way. I took it from you because it no longer serves you. I took it from you because you've outgrown it. But because you're so comfortable with your pacifier in your mouth, you don't know how to put it down. You don't know how to let it go. But I need you to let go of that pacifier so you can come taste and see of this milk and honey. Now, I don't know who else needed to hear that word, but that word was dropped in my spirit today. And if you, like me, and you at home, you single, you don't have nobody to come home to, if you're not in a relationship, or maybe you're in a relationship and you know that that relationship no longer serves you. It no longer brings out the greatest version of you. You know that your spirit get heavy every time this person around. You know that when you're around this person, you turn into your toxic old self. You know it's time to go. You know it's time to go. But you just won't leave. Well, God says, I need you to put your pacifier down. And if you don't put it down, if you don't let it go, I'm going to have to take it from you. Because the Father knows best. The Father knows best. And so that's what happened. Father took my pacifier away, and I was feeling some kind of way, thinking I done lost. And I was like, girl, you ain't lost. You's a queen. Okay? Don't forget that. Don't forget that. If God allowed you to lose something, I tell you what, I ain't never lost nothing in my life that God ain't replaced it with something better. When I lost my first marriage, I had never been on my own before that. Never been on my own before. I lost my whole world, my family, my life. I didn't know how I was going to make it. I couldn't even see a future, okay? Divorce is like a death. But my marriage at that time for me was my pacifier. This man practically raised me. He was more like a father figure to me than a husband. And it was my pacifier. It was my safe place. And it was the place where I could just be quiet and not have to be challenged to be my greatest version. But I outgrew it real quickly. I married young, and I outgrew the marriage real fast. And God allowed that thing to separate. And God will do that sometimes. He allowed that thing to separate. And God said, girl, you over here sitting over here crying over a 16 by 80 mobile home trailer. You over here crying about a 16 by 80 mobile home trailer. You over here crying about cars and furniture. And you don't even know. Girl, I got a mini mansion waiting on you. Just for you. Me? If you had told me that, I would have never known. I would have never thought so. Me losing that, my pacifier, to get my milk and honey. And ain't no man help me to get this. This is all God. All God. This is milk and honey from God. Anything God allows to be taken from you, if you're God's child, if he allowed it to be taken from you, once you get the lesson, you can get ready to receive your blessing of your milk and honey. I encourage you to continue to do the work on you. Continue to do the work on you, personal and spiritual development, so that when your next comes, you will be ready. See, you don't want to try to get ready when next comes. You want to already be ready. so that when it comes, it just flows like milk and honey. This word was so good to me, I can't tell it as good as God dropped it in my spirit. But I had to come on and share it with somebody. You got to go back and catch the replay of it. But I'm here to tell you, you never lose when you're God's child. Never. Even when it feels like a loss. If somebody come and take something from you and you're God's child and you align yourself up the way you know God has called you to be in alignment, then God is obligated to give you milk and honey. Obligated. I love that word. He obligated to bless you. He's obligated because if you God's child and you going around talking about, I'm God's child, I'm a child of the Most High God, and you around here looking busted up and disgusted, you make God look bad because God is an infinite, abundant God. He's abundant and he's infinite. And when he gives in abundance. Look at all the trees, all the flowers, all the stars, all the planets, all the animals, all the billions of human beings. God is plentiful. And baby, if you lacking, it's because you holding on to some pacifiers that you need to let go of so God can give you your milk and honey. He gonna give you your milk and honey. That go for man, woman, child, whoever wants to receive that. I receive it. And I thank God for dropping that word in my spirit and letting me know I never lose. Any man that's not in my life, that's his loss. Any woman that's not in your life anymore, that's her loss. Not yours. You don't lose. We don't lose. People come in our lives for a reason and for a season. Some for a little while and some for a lifetime. Okay? And so we still young, vibrant beings, you know what I'm saying? And you live and learn. I learned a lot. I dated long and wrong because I didn't know how to properly date. That was the first and longest relationship I had been in since coming out of my divorce. I had been married all my life, didn't do that right. So you live and learn. You live and learn. But you need to know that all lessons in life are here to teach you. Life, God is an excellent teacher. But the question is, what kind of student will you be? What kind of student will you be? Life is going to continue to give you the lessons until you get the lesson. And when you get it, you don't have to repeat it anymore. You go on to some new lessons. We're going to always be learning here in this earth school. This is earth school. You finish regular school, but you will be in earth school for the duration of your life. Some people don't even want to take the test. Some people don't even want to go to school. Some people just walking around, like zombies. Just whatever. Some people show up for class. I show up for class now. I wasn't a good student when I was in school, but I'm a great student now. I show up for class. I come with my pen and my paper and my books, and I write and I take notes. And I study and I apply myself. I meditate on the word day and night. I pray. I fast. Okay? And I put myself in alignment with what I believe that God has called and purposed me to do. This is what you got to do for yourself. This ain't got nothing to do with no man. This ain't got nothing to do with no woman. Because you're going to continue to lose as long as you allow people and things to be your pacifier. We grown, okay? We don't go around sucking on pacifiers. We drink milk and honey, baby. Are you ready for your milk and honey? Okay, you'll know when you got your milk and honey because it looks abundant. It does your body good. When you sit in it, you feel good. When you lay in it, it feels good. When you lay with it, it feels good. Okay? Not only does it feel good, but it nurtures your soul. It feeds your soul. It satisfies your soul. It satisfies your spirit. Your spirit is happy. Your spirit ain't all heavy and down and drained and dark, but your spirit is light, full of energy, full of inspiration and creativity, like God. That's what your spirit will do when you begin to experience your milk and honey. So I need you all out there to know that you never lose. You never lose. Even when you feel like you have lost. And I felt like I had lost. You know, some days I have good days. Most days I have good days. But I have my bad days as well. And that don't make me crazy. That don't make me bipolar. That don't make me any of those things that people will try to call you. You crazy, you bipolar. No. My mind is right and tight. Okay? So you just need to know that you need to work on you. Always work on you. Self. And a lot of times we find ourselves in these kind of relationships all because we're betraying our own self. Self-betrayal is the worst betrayal of all. And when you betray yourself, you only invite other individuals to the opportunity to betray you as well. And when you betray yourself, you're betraying the presence and power of God that is within you. And when I mean betraying yourself, I mean when you lie and say, God, I ain't doing that no more. I ain't going over there. I ain't letting him come over here. I'm not going out with him. I'm not having no more sex. Okay, we ain't doing that. And you heard, your ears heard that. The God in you heard that. And then there you go. Back over in the bed. There you go, out on your hot date. There you go, in the mix. You betrayed yourself. It's okay. It's okay. It really is. You got to go through your own tests and trials, because your tests and trials come to make you strong. They don't come to tear you down. They don't come to discourage you. They don't come to make you feel bad. They come to make you strong. Sometimes you got to take the test 2-3 times and fail before you get it right. It's okay. Just keep encouraging yourself and know that you are a daughter and a son of the Most High God, that the presence and power of God is right here inside of you. Don't worry about the God that's out in the sky, out in the stars and the moon. Don't worry about the God up there. Be concerned about the God that is within you, the one that says, I'll never leave you nor forsake you, the one that goes with you everywhere you go, even when you go in your bedroom by yourself, when you on your phone, Googling, and when you on your laptop looking, okay? And when you go in your chest or drawer with your toys, okay? God right there with you. He right there. He said, I ain't going nowhere. Oh, he said, you just violating me. You violating me. Why you doing me like this? I thought we had this talk. I need you to put these pacifier down, whatever your pacifier is, so that I can give you your milk and honey. Now, you know milk and honey is good. Girl, look him. That thing was good to me. That thing was good to me. And I had to come on and share that. I hope that that blessed somebody. I hope that you can take that word and apply it in your own life if you are a daughter or a son of God. Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. Baby, you don't lose. All we do is win, 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 no matter what. No matter what. Do you hear me? And you got to talk to yourself like that. I'm looking at y'all, but I'm looking at myself. I'm talking to myself. I'm affirming to myself, because sometimes I have to have self-talk. When ain't nobody in this house to talk to me and to uplift me, encourage me, speak a word into me, I look at myself and speak a word into myself. I preach to myself. I preach to the God that is within me. That's what I do. Thank you, Kim. I'm glad to know that this bless you. You got to speak that word to yourself. Speak to the God, to the queen, to the king that is within you. It's in there. Talk to it. You ain't crazy for talking to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. And I be like, girl, you just preached a good word to yourself. Like, okay. So you need to know that. You need to know that. I'm done. I'm done because I've said what God wanted me to say. I feel like he wanted me to share that. Get rid of your pacifiers so you can get ready for your milk and honey. Now, does anybody have any questions, specific relationship questions that they want to ask me? I'll stay on for another 5 or 10 minutes. You want to ask me anything specific, you can feel free. I'm free to be MJ. And I invite you to be free to be you. And when you're free, you ain't afraid to ask nothing. You ain't afraid to answer anything, okay? And you say it how you feel, and you mean it like you say it, okay? And it's just point blank like that, straight like that, however you want it. So if you got any questions, ask me right now because I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling empowered, you know, and I'm feeling enlightened, and I'm feeling God-led, most importantly, God-led. God has been speaking to me because I'm telling you, it was a full moon 3 days ago. Did y'all see that beautiful full moon? I'm telling you, God been speaking to me. And, you know, I just be going through the same emotions that y'all go through. You know, I'm a lady. I'm a woman at the end of the day. I have needs. I have desires, you know, that would require a partner. And I have to talk to God about it. I have to commune with God about it. I have to talk to myself about it. And I have to write out stuff, you know, and speak because there's power in my words. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And I have to learn to speak life repetitiously out of my mouth to keep me. Okay? So we can keep the old man, woman dead. We don't want her to resurrect. We don't want her to resurrect. I don't understand why I keep holding myself back. I'm afraid to fail. Oh my God. Patricia, girl, you know, they always said me and you was twin. Everybody always said, is that your sister? Back in the day. But listen here. I know you a daughter of God. I know you're a daughter of God. And I'm here to tell you, you cannot fail. So fear not. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And God says you need to take that fear and you need to face everything and rise. That's your new acronym for fear. You say you're afraid to fail. That's fear. Face everything and rise. That's your acronym that you need to type in the comments section. You don't have to fear failure. You cannot fail as God's child. I just told you, he said you never lose. You never lose with God. You will never fail with God. God says he'll never leave you nor forsake you. He says, I am with you always. How you gonna fail with God with you always? No, that's your ego and pride, you know, the fearful side of you, the dark side of you that's afraid. But the Spirit of God in you knows that you can never fail. You can never fail. What if the guy just want to, I guess, be your friend? You got to define what friend is. Because some guys think friends is cut buddy friend, is booty call friend. So you got to decide what friend is. What's the definition of friend? And decide if that's something that you want to be with this guy. If it's somebody that you're interested in and you already know you're attracted to him and he tells you, I just want to be friends, that's not good for you. That's not good for you because you're so attracted to him already. So you're going to find yourself being the weaker vessel around him because of your attraction to him, because of your desire for him. And so if he's made the statement that he only wants to be friends, take that man at his word. He done told you. And if you can't be friends with him, let it go. We need to cut it. Yeah. Come on with these questions. Come on with these questions. I'm ready. I'm ready. We need to cut it. That was my problem with my relationship, why I dated long and wrong. God been told me to cut that thing. He been told me to put that pacifier down. He been showed me. Fool. Fool. How many times I got to show you? But because that was my pacifier, God, he's so good to me right here. It's so good to me right here. You know, and when I get my pacifier, I'm good. I'm good. But God says, no, baby, I got something better for you. And that ain't to discredit the man. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, that's not for you anymore. That's not for you anymore. That's not healthy for you. That's not bringing out the greatest version of you. So I need you to let that go. I need you to let that go. Anybody else got any questions? Come on with these questions. And that's one of the things I can say in a relationship is when you date long, you date wrong. People don't understand that, you know, as grown people our age, it don't take long to know what you want and what you don't want. It don't take long to know if this is a potential marriage mate or not, okay? And we need to set our intentions in these relationships and date according to those intentions, which the intention should be to marry, right? And when you date with that intention, you marry, and then you continue to date and court. See, people get married, they stop dating, they stop courting. You stop dating your husband, that's why he out here, you know, looking and wanting to date Sally Sue. Because you ain't going out on dates with him. You ain't putting on your pretty black dress no more with your heels on. Because you think because you ain't got him as your husband now, I ain't got to do nothing no more. You know, I can just stay home with my scarf on my head and my house coat and cook him a meal. No, baby, you got to date this man. You got to date this man even though you still married to him. That's when you really date in court, you know. You just need to make sure you got your same core values, standards in life, vision is in alignment, things of that nature, and then go from there and build from there. It says, oh my God, you came across my timeline and I'm listening to your live and God is speaking to me. Well, praise God, Mary. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, he's speaking to me too, girl. How do you get yourself in the spirit when you feel overwhelmed? How do I get myself in the spirit? I go and put on me my favorite songs that lift my spirit up. I got some go-to songs that I go to that automatically will lift my spirit. That's my jam. And I don't mean this carnal music either. You know, we ain't talking about WAP. I'm talking about your go-to music that automatically lifts your spirit. That, and then I have affirmations that I have written down that I speak every day. And when I speak those affirmations, when I speak words out of my mouth that are positive, that are high vibrational words, that are spirit-led words, they automatically lift my spirit. And so if I'm feeling down, that's what I do. I speak words, positive words, God words, God's promises. I speak them over my life, and I immediately start to feel better. And I listen to music. I dance. Girl, I turn me some music on because when you're feeling heavy, that's negative energy. So you got to get that energy off of you. So you got to turn some music on and you got to dance. I don't care if you don't know how to dance. Just move your body, and you moving the energy around. And baby, you can't stay sad and depressed when you dancing. When you know, do your little sexy dance that you do at home by yourself. That's how I lift my spirit up. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. But yeah, that's how I lift my spirit up, through music and through words, and whatever your passion is that you love to do. Like, you can do it for hours and lose track of time, whatever. For me, that's reading books, reading and writing. Like, as I read, I write. I read, I write. I can do that for hours, and that will get my mind off of other stuff. And then sometimes, You just got to sit in that thing. You can't get away from it. You got to talk about it. And that's pretty much what I was doing here today. Instead of sitting in that feeling of, damn, I'm single, my exes, they done moved on. And I'm over here still by myself, feeling some kind of way. And God had to shake me out of that thing. I had to sit in those feelings, though. So I didn't turn any music on. I didn't speak any affirmations. I just started talking to the God in me. And when I started talking to the God in me and telling God, I know his ego, I know his pride, because that's the only thing that's hurt, at the end of a relationship. Most of the time when it comes to the end of a relationship, the heart is already left. Ain't nothing left but ego and pride. And that's what hurt. Ego and pride hurt more than sometimes your heart hurting. The ego don't never like to lose. Pride don't never like to lose. And ego and pride like to be in control and like to be on top of things. And when it ain't got no control, you hurt. You hurt. How do you get into meditation with God? I be very, very quiet. It's very, very quiet in my house. I don't have a TV in my bedroom. That may change when I get me a husband. If he wants a TV in there, I'll compromise. But I don't have a TV in my room. I haven't had one in my room for years. And so my room is very quiet. I have my laptop in there. But God said he speaks to us in a still, small voice. And so I know for a lot of us, we don't know how to sit still for a long period of time. Or if we sit still, our mind go to wandering. And that's okay. It's going to do that when you first begin to start trying to meditate. But you just got to, set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes a day and say, I'm going to sit here and for 5 minutes, God, whatever you want to speak to me. Or you get you a positive affirmation that you want to manifest in your life. 1 sentence, 2 sentences, and you just in your mind silently repeat that to yourself. And God will speak. That's how I do my meditation with God. So, and people do it differently. Sometimes I sit quiet. Sometimes I affirm things in my head. Sometimes I speak them out loud. And sometimes I just talk to God. And then after I'm done talking, I say, okay, God, I'm done. I'm going to be quiet. And I just allow the Spirit to speak. Yeah. How do I get my grown children out of my... Ooh, now I just was talking to somebody about this today. Our grown children will cause us to be in a financial hot mess. And it's not their fault, it's our fault. Because we as parents don't know how to say no to our grown children. Keyword grown. Baby, you grown. I done served my time as being your full-time parent. I done raised you, put you through school, did this, that, and the third. If you ain't dying, about to die, passed out, or if you ain't about to be put out of your house, the answer is no. Because I figured it out. You gonna figure it out too. I'm not your go-to person every time you get in a mess up. I messed up and I made it. You gonna mess up. I just told my daughter, I said, baby girl, you gonna mess up in your finances more than enough times. So do your mess up and then get it cleaned up. That's it. If they ain't dying about to be put out, the answer is no. That's how you get children out of your pocket. You tell them no. I had to practice the word no. I had to practice the word no when it came to my children and when it came to that pacifier that I had. I had to practice the word no because I didn't know how to say no. It was hard for me to say no. And I would walk around literally, I would say, no. 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 That's what we're not going to do. Like, I practice saying no. And when they ask, not going to be able to do it. That's it. That's how you get them out your pocket. You need to say, no, I love you. You be there for them for the hard times when it's life or death or eviction. You know, that'd be the only time I would go to my children, if it was eviction or, you know, if I'm about to die. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I need you to do something. You know, other than that, I tough it out. Me living here by myself, as a single woman, been here, you know, for 9 years. Whoop, whoop, 9 years in September. Homeowner, first time homeowner. I didn't get it right. I did a lot of messing up. I went from a $300 mobile home payment to a real mortgage. And nobody told me when you jump from that to that, baby, you know, you got to make some changes in the way you do money and how you work. And I had to learn. And they got to learn. They got to learn. Children got to learn. You welcome. You welcome. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. I always ask God to be a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I ask God to hover over me and let God's light so shine on me that when people see me or when they hear me speak, that they don't see me, that they see the glory of God. Because it's nothing about me. Nothing about me. The only thing I am is a child of God. I knows who I am now. It was a long time in my life where I didn't know who I was. I was confused. I was with low self-esteem. I was broken. I was hurt. All those things. Any negative thing you think of, full of fear, full of hatred, mean. Some people say I'm still mean. I'm not mean. I mean my business. That's what I mean. But I'm not a mean person. People that really know me, like, I'm not a mean person. No, what you're not going to do is try to run your little petty games. Okay? You're going to get the mean business is what you're going to get. Yes. This is why in majority relationships is it so... Cornell, why in majority relationships is it so hard for grown adults to communicate and comprehend and compromise? Why in majority relationships? It's hard because ego and pride. That's all. Ego and pride. We want to be in control. We don't want to lose. We want to be right. This is why it's hard. And nobody wants to let their guard down because we've been hurt so many times in the past. Let down so many times that we got these guards up and we don't know how to let them down. And so when you got your guards up, you can't communicate. And when you can't communicate, you definitely can't comprehend. And then sometimes people can't comprehend because they not on your level. They don't perceive things the way you do because you talking to the wrong person, probably. Because if you were talking to the right person, they would have a similar perspective as you do. They would be able to see things through your eyes, see things from your point of view. So we may be talking to the wrong people is the reason why they can't comprehend. You know, a lot of people, I have the saved men who say I'm too much of a savage, if that's a word that I can use for lack of better words. And then I have the unsaved men who say, you too spiritual. You know, you're too spiritual. No, what it is you not the one that I'm supposed to be talking to. You don't get me. I'm saved, yes, and I'm spiritual. And I do have a bit of savage in me at the same time. And if you can't get that, then move out the way so the one who can get it, basically. So if they ain't comprehending what you say, then don't waste your time, your energy, your conversation trying to get them to understand because they're not going to understand. They're not. Thank you. I'm glad he did too. I'm glad he brought y'all on here. Listen, this ain't just helping you. This helping me too. You know, like I said, us women, COVID-19, we can't get together like we used to. I can't tell you the last time I put some heels on and some clothes on and just went out and just had a good time. And so you've been sitting in this house, we back at work, we got nobody to talk to. And, you know, I love talking to God, but sometimes I want to talk to some people. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to my people, not just know anybody. But I want to talk to like-minded individuals. Like, you get me and I get you. You feel me? You know, we vibing on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't vibe with everybody. You know? And so I only want to vibe with those who vibe with me. You know? But yeah, any other questions? Any other questions? Now, I don't know how long I'm going to keep this live up. I may take it down after 24 hours. And I may keep it up. I don't know. Because it's been long now that we've gone into the question phase of it. And people won't really watch it because of the length of it. And I think that it was a really good word for people to go back and hear. Because we need to let go of these pacifiers in our life so we can get ready for our milk and honey. I'm ready for my milk and honey. I know I'm like, God, I'm like, I've been doing the work. I've been doing the work, and I've been minding my own business, you know, and I ain't bothering nobody. You know, I'm doing what I believe you told me to do, what you called me to do. And like, you know, God says, be patient though. That just dropped in my spirit. You gotta be patient. You know, a good thing when it's being created and made just for you, it take time. It take time. You know, you can build a Hyundai in 8 hours, but you try to build a Bentley. I don't know how long it take to make a Bentley, but I'm sure it ain't made in 8 hours. You know, and so I'm looking for my Bentley of a man, my king of a man. You know, and if God's still working on him, still tweaking him, take your time. Because I need him to get right and be tight. Because I'm over here getting right and tight, you know what I'm saying? So that when we do meet, you know, it flow like milk and honey. Okay? So yeah, you gotta know, you know, and ain't nothing wrong with a Hyundai. Let me just say that. Ain't nothing wrong with a Hyundai, because I work for Hyundai. But we make them fast. We make them quick so we can get them to you, you know what I'm saying? And you can't, there's a difference. That's why they have different cars out there for the different level-minded people. You know, kings and queens don't think of driving Hyundais. They think of driving Bentleys and Rolls Royces and whatever you call those expensive cars. I can't think of the name of them right now. What is it, Maseratis and things of that nature, you know? Yeah, kings and queens think of driving luxury cars, expensive cars, cars that can't be made in just 8 hours time of day. And then you have some people who they content with the Hyundai. And that's their business. They can do that. So it all depends on what you want. And you might used to drive a Hyundai and now you want to upgrade. And that's okay, because that's your business. That's my business. Okay? So, yeah. Thank you for Cornell for jumping on. And I know you got some more good questions, so come on with them. Come on with them. I know, right? I love Hyundai too, baby, because Hyundai supplies my income and my great benefits. And I am in no way dissing Hyundai. I love Hyundai. I'm team built, team strong all day long. Now, so I support Hyundais, but I was just making in reference to the difference of the cars. And so, and it's okay, girl, you can have that Hyundai and you can upgrade to the Genesis. We got a Genesis, baby. So you can get the Genesis, okay? We can work with it. Okay? Yeah. We got something for whatever level you on. So, you know, yeah. This is good stuff. I'm telling you, I thank y'all for just joining in with me. I thank you for asking the questions. Because again, when you're sitting home by yourself, the enemy, the pride of life, Lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, and the pride of life will try to attack your mind, will try to attack your emotions. I said it was a full moon 3 days ago, and when the full moon is out like that, moon is a beautiful burst of light, which light is energy. And so when we have a full moon, it amplifies the energy that you feel. So whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, whatever energy level you're on, it will be amplified. So if you're feeling lonely and depressed, it will be amplified. If you're feeling sexy, it will be amplified. If you're feeling like you want to bust a move, it will be amplified. You feel like you want to move something. You know, when that full moon, that's why they said babies be made on full moons, you know, because the energy is amplified. So I always try to make it my intention to be in a good, happy, joyful energy when I see the full moon, because I know that whatever energy I'm in, it tends to be amplified at that time. And just because you don't see the full moon don't mean the energy ain't still out there, because the energy is never destroyed. It just simply transfers and moves, okay? And so we have to make it an intention to keep our energy high, to keep our energy at a joy place, at a happy place, at a love space, and not fear and not doubt and not hate, you know, and envy. Because, you know, there are times in my mind where, you know, I don't like my ex. I don't like him because he didn't meet my standard of thinking, my standard of what I wanted. And so it makes me not like him. But I have to not think in that negative way, not think in that hatred way, that ugly way. And I have to say that, you know, people are where they are. They are where they are. And so, you know, God loves them too. And God is working on them too. But if they hard-headed and don't want to get rid of the pacifier, then God will continue to repeat those lessons to them until they get them. Yeah. Because a lot of us, you know, our pacifiers are people. Some people don't know how to be by themselves. Some people don't know how to just be in a relationship with themselves and with God. They think they always got to have a man, always got to have a woman or a boo thing, you know, but that's not the case. God says you won't never get no relationship right until you get the relationship right with self. And getting the relationship right with self is getting the relationship right with the presence and power of God that is within you. If that relationship ain't right, then I don't know how you think any other relationship is going to be a success. You know, you got, you know, all kind of people out there and all kind of relationships. And I know that that topic can go many different ways, but one sure way to know that you can have a more healthier, successful relationship is to have a healthy, successful relationship with yourself, to know thyself. You don't even know what you want. You don't even know what you like and what you don't like. You know, you just be putting up with stuff. You just be going with the flow. You know, you like a chameleon. You know, get in where you fit in. No, you got to have standards about yourself. I like this. I'll accept this. This is what I won't accept. This is a no-go. This is a deal breaker. You know, things like that. So, thank you. I love it too, cuz. Been 9 years, and I still love it. Every time I pop my garage or open my door, I say, thank you, Jesus. Whoop, whoop. God did it. God did it. This is my milk and honey right here. Yes. And God said, if you don't go to work, I'm going to take it from you. You don't pay for it, I'll take it from you. So that's why I get up and go to work. Yeah, because God will give you something. But if you don't take care of it, if you don't be grateful and appreciative of it, God will be like, you ain't appreciative of it, so let me take this pacifier from you, because this is a hindrance to you now. You know, what was supposed to be a blessing then became your hindrance. And so, yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Because I'm up. I feel like talking. I feel like answering some questions. Anybody got any questions about, what I shared about the pacifier, and God being the Father and having to take that pacifier away from you, and you not realizing that while you sitting over here crying because you ain't got your pacifier no more, you don't understand that God wants to feed you, wants to bless you with your milk and honey. Okay, but you got to get your mind right so that you can get this milk and honey, right? You got to go from sucking to drinking and living, to drinking life in and living life in and living, in the milk and honey, flowing in it, You know how milk flow, how honey flow? That pacifier ain't giving you nothing. You just sucking on air. Anybody got any questions? If not, I'm going to wrap the live up, I enjoyed talking with y'all, and I thank y'all again for tuning in with me. What I say to one, I first say to myself. And trust and believe that whatever I talk about and whatever you talk about, God see to it that we eat our own words. So you need to be accountable for the words that you speak, because you will eat them. You will eat them, and I eat my words all the time. And God reminds me, remember when you said this, or remember when you said that? And you have to eat your own words, and you have to fall in line with whatever it is that you speaking about, teaching about, preaching about, because, baby, they go together. They go together. You can't just talk about a thing and not be about the thing. So, hey, Ronald, I know you got some good questions for me. Come on with one of your questions one good time, Ronald. Let's have some good dialogue, chit-chat. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. You know how we do. You know how we talk. You know. Me and Ronald have good conversations all the time. Good brother right there. I am free to be Kim. That's right. You are free to be who God called, purposed, and destined you to be. Me and you come from the same house, the safe house, okay? We come from the safe house, and you know that we've been taught well and that we've been blessed by being in the house of the Lord. And so you free, I'm free, we all free, baby. We got to learn to walk in our freedom. We don't walk in bondage so long that that's all we know to walk in. We don't know how to walk in our freedom. But you got to learn how to walk in your freedom. And walking in your freedom, sometimes you're going to trip and fall back into the bondage. It's okay, as long as you don't stay there. Back when I was learning how to walk out of my bondage, every time I tripped and fell, I noticed that I didn't stay down long. Like if I reverted back to something, I didn't stay in it long. I was able to God was able to pull me out of it. The spirit that was in me was able to pull me out of it until I was able to break free from that thing. Because I had some strongholds over my own life that I knew that I wanted to break free from. And so I didn't just walk out of it. I tripped 2-3 times, okay? And the thing I love about God is when you confess your sins to Him. You don't got to confess them to everybody else. You confess your sins to God. You be honest with God. You talk to God just as you was talking to yourself in the mirror. Be honest, true, and real with Him. Then God will give you grace, and He'll cover you, and He'll make you look good while you going through mess in your life. That's the grace of God covering you and hovering over you. Because, baby, I done been through some hell. And God made me look good going through it. And I said, thank you, God. Thank you that I don't look like what I've been through. I don't look like what I've been through, but for the grace of God. But I ain't afraid or ashamed to share my story, but my story ain't for everybody, okay? My story is only for those who need it and who needs it to help them along their journey in life. So it says, they don't come until I get to work. I know, right? God speak to us real good when we at work. Like when we should be working and focusing on work, but God be dropping them good words in our spirit then when we be at work. Because I was telling somebody at work that the car must be the new prayer closet, because I swear God speak to me in these cars. He be just dropping stuff in my spirit in these cars. We be having the best conversations, and then I be minding my own business, and he just dropped these good words in my spirit. So yeah, prayer closet ain't what it used to be. Sometimes it's in the car or in the bathroom when we minding our own business. So yeah, does anybody else have any questions they want to ask me about relationships, about a man, about a woman? You got any questions you want to ask in regards to a woman's perspective? You got any questions you want to ask, in regards to dealing with men? I'm no relationship expert. I can only share with you what I've experienced and what has helped me along my journey in life, and just be in that space of speaking freely about my own experiences. That's all I can share. But I got some juicy stuff, juicy stuff to tell and to share. But I only share if I believe that it's gonna help. So, yeah. Any more questions? Thank y'all. I mean, I feel real good now. I didn't even need that. Didn't even need it. No. I'm gonna drink me some water and I'm gonna go to bed. And yes, ain't nothing wrong with a little glass of wine. Nothing wrong. Well, that ain't wine, but that's some margarita right there. But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it, honey. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. Anybody got any more questions for me? Did I miss any questions? Let me see. The enemy knows it's too and sends those distractions. That's what Katrina said. Yes, the enemy knows it too and sends those distractions. Oh, yes, honey. Look him. No sooner as I get off this live, a day, 2, maybe a week, I will be tested on this. And I pray to God I be ready. I pray to God that he keep me ready, because the distractions will come. I tell anybody now that comes into my vicinity, if God ain't sent you, then I need you to keep it moving. Okay? If God ain't sent you, then keep it moving, baby. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. And that ain't being spiritual or religious or, churchy or anything like that. But I am a God's girl. I'm a God's girl, and I'm a spirit-led girl, And so that's the foundation of who I am. That's the core of who I am. And for my king, he need to be God sent. Ain't nobody got time for these games. Ain't nobody got time for homeboy to be figuring it out. I'm ready for that man who is looking for his wife, because he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and I'm a good thing, and that man obtains favor from the Lord. I'm his favor. Okay? So, yep. Got vodka on. What's the formula for success? Look at you. You want to come with the success question. We talking relationships over here. What's the formula for success? When I figure it out, I'm going to be sure to let you know. Because right now, I'm still figuring out this thing for success. But if I had to give an answer for the formula for success, I would say that it's all about being in alignment with what you believe that God has called, purpose, and destined for you to do. It's according to your faith, so be it unto you. Success can be a different definition for each and every one of us. My success is not your success. It's not the next woman's success. It's not the next man's success. So success for each of us I believe, can have a different definition. So it's according to what you believe or what you can imagine for your own life. That's what success is for you. And that's what we need to be clear on, because only when you're clear can you achieve it, can you receive it. And the reason why we haven't received the things that we think we desire is because we're not clear on it. You're not clear about the kind of wife that you want. You're not clear about what kind of husband that you desire. You're not clear about your career. You're not clear about who you are as an individual. You ask a lot of people, who are you? They tell you their name. They tell you what they do for a living. But you didn't ask them that. You ask them, who are you? And a lot of people can't tell you who they are. Ooh, they come in fast. Now, one glass of margarita, not bad. But that, of course, the red wine always on time. We have to trust that still small voice and keep it moving when we see that which is not good, God, for us. Absolutely. Gotta trust it. And we gotta learn to listen to that still small voice. It's the gut instinct. You know, a lot of us, we don't know how to listen to our gut instinct. The gut is always talking. That's spirit, that's God, that's the subconscious of who you are. It's always talking, but it's very still and quiet, and it flows like the milk and honey. It flows like that, and it's not loud, but I will tell you this. The still small voice, it be quiet at first, and it try to tell you stuff in little whispers, because it don't need everybody to know your business. So it try to whisper to you. And then when you don't listen to that whisper, it thump you upside the head like that. It'll just thump you upside the head like that. And you be like, darn, you know, I saw that, or I heard that, I saw that. And you just get the little thump. All while you still getting the whispers. And you ignore that too. And then when you ignore that, it go, fool, fool. And I've been trying to tell you. And that's that brick wall that comes knocking you down when you didn't listen to the still small voice. That's why we got to learn to get quiet. Got to turn TVs off, radios off, cell phones off, you know, because all this information is constantly talking to us, social media, and you just got to be quiet for a while. You know, learn to ride in your car without no radio, okay, without no CD music playing. Well, we ain't got CDs no more, but the MP3s, you know, iPods, whatever we listening to, Bluetooth. Turn that mess off and ride in quietness and with the intention of hearing from God. Not just riding around quiet, but with the intention on hearing from God and talking to God. Yeah. I have learned that it is not God sent. Go on about your business. And yes, my king must. That's right, Mary. Got to be God sent, baby. And when it's God sent, it won't be no doubt. It won't be no doubt. And I'm telling you, God gave me the word the other day when the full moon was out. And I looked at that full moon and I said, wow. God said, that's how you know it's God sent. When it makes you say, wow. Because you know ain't nobody did it but God. When that man come, you going to turn your head. You're going to be like, wow. Wow. You're going to know it's God sent. God said he in the wowing business. If it don't wow you, it ain't from God. Because God does nothing small and insignificant and haphazard, if that's the right word. You know the word I'm trying to say. He don't do nothing like that. God, very strategic. He's very specific. And he know exactly what you need. And you can't help but say, wow. Wow. Yep. Formula for success is the process of learning yourself. That's good, Ronald. Thank you. The formula for success is the process of learning yourself. There you go, Vikai. Learn yourself. To thy own self, you must be true. That's right. Get to know thyself. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. Come on through now. Come on through. Katrina, that's a great answer for the translation into relationship business and finding happiness. Okay, Vaka, I get that. Vodka the truth on here, y'all. Don't get him to started with his words, because this man got a vocabulary that make you pull out the dictionary. Make you pull out the dictionary. This kind of words I like, though. Make me pull out the dictionary. But yeah, success is all of that. But I think most importantly is knowing who you are. Knowing who you are, what it is that you want in life, what it is that you want to be, what it is that you want to do, and what it is that you want to have in life. That's the key to success. When you learn that and get about the business of that, happiness, joy, peace is all in that. All in that. And all the tests and trials that come along with it, they don't come to break you. They don't come to depress you. They don't come to make you sad or to make you give up. They come to make you strong. Tests and trials come to make you strong. And we are always overcomers by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimonies. That's why it's important for us to share our testimonies. It's important for us to share our stories and be open with people and tell the truth, because people can learn from the truth. We can't learn from lies. You know what I'm saying? We can't learn from you not sharing. You need to share. So that's how we overcome. So yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Y'all preaching to me. Preaching to me. I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the words. You know what I'm saying? If I had sat here long enough, I'm pretty sure a lot of that would have came to me. But I'm open to receiving too. I am open and receptive to receiving too. Ronald says, and you have to be okay with your decision, because people gonna talk and distractions gonna come. That's right. My favorite acronym that I like to share is MAD. And MAD simply means make a decision. Make a decision. Stick with it like it's your business and your business alone, and you don't worry about what nobody else say or think, because people gonna talk about you regardless. So make your decision and stick with it. That's it. Get mad. Get mad. Make a decision. Y'all. Oh, don't go to bed. Don't go to bed. Good night. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I ain't had no caffeine. So, I don't know. It's just a natural high for Jesus, I guess. But yeah. Anybody else got any questions? Any man questions? Any woman questions? Any questions about success? Any questions about health, finances, whatever? We just have an open discussion here. But I do want to tell you the importance of not just talking about something, but it's important that we write. It's important that we write. Like, you can't see that. Let's see. You got to write. You got to write, you guys. God says, write the vision and make it plain. We don't write. We don't write. He says, write the vision and make it plain. Make it so plain that a stranger can come and read your vision and understand and comprehend it. Write the vision and make it plain. That's what God said. You ain't followed that instruction yet. And you waiting on God. We waiting on God to drop another word in our spirit, to give us another word to obey, when we ain't obeyed the first word. God says, the vision that you want for your life, write the vision and make it plain. There's power in writing it down. And then when you write it down, read over it and meditate on it. And what you put in your mind will become your nation. That's what imagination is all about. If you break the word imagination down, which is something powerful that God gave to me, it has the word I, image, and nation in it. Whatever I imagine within my own mind will become my nation. Whatever things I think on the most, whatever things I meditate on the most, whatever things I focus on the most will become my nation. That's good, bad, or indifferent. Life is no respecter of person, no respecter of your thoughts. It don't care. Whatever you think, that's what will become of you. And a lot of us, we always thinking lack. We always thinking poverty. We always thinking lonely, depression, not good enough, all these negative things. And we focus on these things, not even realizing. And that's why life's saying, okay, well, that's what you keep imagining within your own mind. And the law says, I have to give you more of that. I have to give you more of that. And so that, when I learned that, I learned to be intentional with my thinking. And anytime my mind goes to egotistical thoughts, prideful thoughts, negative thoughts, thoughts of hate, thoughts of fear, I immediately turn to my positive affirmations and switch my mind over to thinking something positive, something of love, something that is going to lift my spirit to its highest energy. Because whatever I imagine with my own mind will become my nation. Everything I have, everything that I have achieved up to this point in my life is because I imagined it. I imagined writing my book, and I wrote the vision out, and I made it plain. I made me a fake book before I had the real book. I imagined myself being a stage theater actress. I imagine I had never acted before in my life, but I wanted to be in a theater stage play. I wanted to be in one because I wanted to turn my book into one. And so I wanted to experience what it was like. And I imagined myself, and boom, landed a huge role in Atlanta. Huge role. And loved it. Then did another one in Montgomery. And they both were a success. Now, you had told me I was going to be acting in a theater stage play years ago, I would have been like, what are you talking about? But whatever I imagine with my mind, I imagined this home that I'm living in. I've been imagining a house like this since I was a kid, living in Section 8 housing. I was imagining what it would be like to live in a beautiful upscale home in a beautiful upscale neighborhood. I've been imagining that. And because I imagined it, it was drawn to me. I imagined myself driving a sports car when I was driving a SUV. I was single, my kids were grown, and I was still driving a huge SUV. And I would get in my SUV and I would take it to the car wash and I would clean it up. And I would get in and I would drive it. Every time I crunk it up in my garage, I would get it and I would drive it. And in my mind, I saw a sports car. I didn't know what exactly kind of sports car it was, but I knew it was luxury and it was sporty and it fit me. I imagined that. Now I got to imagine this husband. I ain't really been focusing on that. And I'm gonna be more focused, more intentional when it comes to my husband. And I'm gonna imagine and manifest him into my life. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yes, positive thinking, only positive imagination. That's right. Yeah. So you have to be intentional and repetitious about what it is that you want in life. And, you know, people say, I want to be a millionaire. Well, how many times do you think about being a millionaire? You know, and the activity that it takes to generate $1 million. You know, and I was talking to God about, you know, wealth and money. And then I'm gonna wrap this up, talking about wealth and money. And I was looking at my own finances and saying, you know, how can I get from this level to 6 and 7 figure, multiple stream, passive income level? And in my own mind, I didn't see it as being achievable because I've never had that kind of money flow into my life, nor have I been around anybody for any long period of time who circulates that kind of money. So that's like unfamiliar territory to me. And so what God dropped in my spirit was, he said, look where you live. He said, you have everything you need right now. You have the 6-figure, 7-figure money around you right now. He said, look where you live. You live in a 6-figure home. You live in a neighborhood where it's multi-million-dollar real estate. Right here in this neighborhood where I live in a multi-million-dollar real estate all around me. That's money. That's money surrounding me. Now, it may not be in my bank account, but I'm surrounded by multi-million-dollar real estate. Up the street from me is 4 banks. I'm surrounded by money. Not only is my home surrounded by multi-million-dollar real estate, I'm surrounded by banks with multi-million dollars in them. I'm assuming multi-millions are in these banks. So money is all around me. So now all I have to do is figure out in my mind how to manifest that into my own bank accounts. And I have to get creative and active about how can I draw this into my own account. And when I thought about it from that perspective, it's achievable to me because it's all around me. I sit in it, I sleep in it, I do recreational things in it. So I'm surrounded by multi-million dollars. I work for a multi-billion-dollar company. I go to work at Hyundai. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't work for just any company. So money is all around me. So it's achievable. When I think of it that way, and you have to think about it for your own life, because environment is everything. Environment is everything. Look around you. What are you surrounded by? And if you're not surrounded by the things that you want in your life, then you have to intentionally find those places and make it a habit of visiting those places until you can get into those places. I used to ride through neighborhoods like this and say, I wonder where they work, what kind of work they do to afford that kind of house. I don't know where a lot of people these work, a lot of military people. I work for Hyundai. A lot of these people are married with multiple streams of incomes in their homes. I'm single, but I'm here by the grace of God. So I imagine, and it has become my nation. What are you imagining for your own life? What are you imagining? What are you imagining? And you are insulting God when you imagine and you think small. Because remember, our God is infinite and he is abundant. You can never run God dry. You can never run him dry. And it's an insult to ask him, well, God, can you just pay my light bill? Can you just make this car payment for me? It's an insult. God is infinite. And I affirm to myself every day that I, Michelle Jones, am an infinite being living life unlimited while sharing the best of life, the best of God, the best of health and wellness, and life stories of inspiration that evokes a positive transformation amongst the masses of individuals, north, south, east, and west, national and international. Do you see how specific that is? I affirm that to myself. And every day that I affirm that, my masses continues to grow. God has already taken me international, and he will continue to take me international. He's taken me north, south, east, and west. But I haven't seen it all. I haven't been everywhere. So there are many places, north, south, east, and west, that God still can take me. He will never run out of places for me to go and speak and teach and share or be ministered to or be there as a student. He will never run out of places for me to go. And it's the same for you. So it's according to your faith. That's what the scripture says is one of my favorite scriptures that I like to quote, and let me stop. It says, definitely able to be achieved, more streams of income, of course, a very good, stable counterpart to build with. For life helps as well. Absolutely. It's achievable, Cornell. It is achievable. And definitely partnership always helps, because we were built to do things together. God didn't build us to do anything alone. You know, we're supposed to be helpers one to another. Mary says, this is so true. That's why I'm trying to just move on now. And yes, I ride in different places. Oh, wow. Your teaching is life right now. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, you got to be very specific, and you can't just say something one time and just wait on God to do it. Repetition is the key. Repetition is the key, because a lot of times we speak things, but we don't even believe that we can receive them. I would have never believed that I could receive as a single woman to be able to purchase a home like this in a neighborhood like this to where I could afford. I would have never believed that if I hadn't fixed my mind to that space. I had to align myself so that I had to see myself in it before I actually got in it. I saw myself in this house before I got in it. And that's how it works. I saw myself in my sports car before I got in it. And you know this, when we get our mind fixed on something, and once it's fixed, we go get it. Whether it be a man, woman, food, whatever. Once we fix our mind on it, we go get it. We go get it. So if you fix your mind on your specific home, go get it. Go get it. That's all I can tell you, because it's according to your faith. It's according to your faith. It's not according to my faith. It's not according to your pastor's faith. It's not according to your mama faith. It's not even according to your husband or wife's faith. It's according to your faith. God says, so be it unto you. So be it unto you, Michelle. So be it unto you, Mary. So be it unto you, Vikai. So be it unto you. Not to your pastor, your teacher, your preacher, your mama, your grandmama. It's according to your faith, what you believe, what you can imagine for your own life. God says, so be it unto you. Once you imagine it and you believe it, God says it's yours. And I know it sounds simple, but it really is just like that. Now, nothing just poofs and comes to you, because when you're in faith, when you believe for something, when you're believing for something, this is how you know when you're in real faith. According to the actions that you're taking on a day-to-day basis. You say you want to save $5,000 by the end of 2020, but your actions that you do on a day-to-day basis say different. So you're not in faith. You don't believe that you can save $5,000 if you're spending $100 in a week's time just on eating out, $100 or more. You ain't in faith. That ain't the faith and the action that is required for the $5,000. You say, I got faith, I'm going to lose weight, but your actions say different. How you know you're in real, true faith is according to the actions. You say, I want to write a book, but you ain't wrote the first sentence. How you write a book? Well, a book requires words, so you can at least write a few sentences. Start there. Start there before you talk to anybody about anything. Because if you want to write a book, you know that a book requires words. So you got to write them. Yeah. So write the vision and make it plain. You start there. If people ask me all the time, how do you write a book? Well, first of all, when the last time you read a book? You want to write a book and you won't even read a book. But you want somebody to read your book. But you won't even read a book. I'm just saying. A lot of people hadn't picked up a book since high school, since college. But they want to write a book and want people to read their book. But what was the last book you read? I wrote a book. And I'm working on my second book, which I should have been doing tonight instead of talking, but it's okay because I'm an avid reader. I'm an avid reader. And if I'm going to be an avid reader, then surely I can write my own content. So, how you know you're in true faith is according to the action that you're taking. Just look at your action of what you're doing. That's how you know you're in true faith. You say you want a husband, you say you want a wife, but you ain't got no self-control when it comes to your sex life. You're going to need that. You're going to need that. You're going to need to be able to control that. You can't control your temper. You can't control your anger, your attitude. But you want a wife. You want a husband. But you popping off at the mouth all the time. You need to be working on that. Because the thing that you are will be magnified once in a marriage. So you need to be working on yourself right now. Faith without works is dead. You take one step, God will take two. That's right. God will not take a step. He'll take a leap. God will leap you. Boom. He see you take a step or two, God gonna leap you over into that thing. He'll start making divine connections. Be drawn to you once he see you in action mode. When I said I wanted to lose weight and I went in my pocket and spent money for a personal trainer to show God how serious I was, and I did that for a while to show God I was dedicated. I want to lose weight. I want to get fit. Fine. Okay? And when God saw that, now God has it where I don't have to pay a trainer. I don't have to pay a trainer. He has allowed me to be in classes where I can stay fit and fine and lift my weights and do my exercise without having to pay a personal trainer. He made the divine connections and divine places for me to be for that to happen. You know, little stuff. You know, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to do, when you get in action mode with it, God will continually start to draw in the divine connections, divine places, the divine people into your life to help make it happen. He will orchestrate that thing so beautiful for you. And it'll make you say, wow, like what was I waiting on? I should have been did this. You know? That's what I say about a lot is I should have been did this. Because I was a big, huge procrastinator. Thank you, Brother Love. Thank you, Brother Love. I'm glad that you could join in with me. That's another good brother with always a good word. See, and you'll draw good people into your life. Good people. Good people. I can say this one brother right here who will pray with me. Pray with me and for me. You know, a lot of men won't pray with you. They'll say, I'm praying for you. But they won't pray with you. I don't know what it is, but I knew I've been dealing with the wrong men because I'm a praying woman. And I want to hear my man pray. Because I want to know who this spirit is that you're talking to. And I need to feel this spirit. I need to connect with this spirit. Because should something ever happen to me, I want to know, can you get a prayer through for me? I need to know this. So I need to hear you pray. And I ain't just talking about over our food. Lord, bless this food that we're about to receive. May it be a good nourishment to our body. Amen. No. I need to hear you pray. What's your prayer language like when you in the privacy of your own home, when you're praying to God? Pray with me like that. Pray over me like that. And my spirit of the presence and power of God, Holy Spirit that's within me, should bear witness to yours. And I can say I'm in the right house. If it don't, it ain't right. It ain't right. Brother Love said men should cover their wife and family with prayer. That's right. And that's what a lot of men don't do. That's what a lot of and that it was like that in my marriage. I used to try to get my husband to see the role, that he should take responsibility for. You can't just send your wife and kids to church and you stay home. Now, remember, I'm talking about long time ago, years ago. Sure, this man is grown and doing well now. But you can't just send your wife and kids to church and think, oh, we good. And you just be the man and be home, chilling, watching football while she at church praising the Lord. And you can't even pray for her. You can't even pray for the finances to get right in the house. You can't even pray for y'all's sex life. Let it be anointed and glorified with God. Praise God. Let it be an explosion. You can't even pray for it. You can't even pray for it. So, yeah, my man, my husband, he needs to know how to pray. Not that he needs to know how to pray. He needs to have his own prayer life. And my spirit need to bear witness with it. Oh, boy, you're ministering to all of us tonight. Thank you, Brother Love. Thank you, Brother. As I minister to you, I minister to myself. But, yeah, and the same with us wives. We got to learn to pray over our husbands, cover our husbands. Because it's a cold, cold world out there, baby. And when your husband leave that house, it's some women out there who don't care nothing about God or you. They one of them women that I used to be. Selfish and all about the self. And they ain't thinking about you. They ain't thinking about your family. They ain't even thinking about your husband. They only thinking about pleasing and satisfying themselves and getting their own needs met. Getting their, whether it be an emotional need or a physical need or a financial need. They ain't thinking about you. So you got to cover your husband and your wife. Because they out there. They out there. Oh, yeah, they out there. And as for me, when I see it now, I dare not judge it. Because I know. And I don't want to judge it. And only thing I can do is say a prayer within myself, and leave it to God. Because for the grace of God, there go I. There go I. And we don't want to return back to that. Okay? We want to continue to move forward. But judge and you shall be judged. Or you'll find that same judgment that you're passing, you'll find it in your own household. Don't think that you too good or your household too good that it can't come under that kind of attack. Because I see it happen all the time from the pulpit to the pew. Just because you in church, just because you go to church, you know what I'm saying? That lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, it don't discriminate. And it don't care. It don't care. So bottom line, you need to know that you're marrying you a person of character, of God character, that is not about you, but they love themselves and they love God and they care about what God thinks of them and how God sees them. And that ain't to say that they won't make a mistake or do something wrong, but they'll think 2-3 times as hard before they do it. And temptation won't be so easily beset upon them. Yeah. I know because I've been there. I've been there. I've been in a marriage and I've been, in an affair before, long time ago. And so I know the dynamics of it and I see it all the time, still to this day. And it's real and it's relevant and it goes on still. COVID-19 ain't stopped nothing. COVID-19 ain't stopped nothing. And so we got to stay prayed up and we got to know that we are dealing with people of character that, have some standards and some solid foundations about themselves. And they've shown themselves to be faithful in that foundation. You got to test the foundation. You gotta test it. So yeah, that's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. But we gotta stay prayed up for ourselves. Because I'm telling you, being a single woman, you know, there is so much temptation. Not just comes to the single woman, comes to the married people too. But you know, the temptation is out there. Not so much as the temptation, but it will be presented to you. You know, the enemy gonna try you. He gonna try you, and he'll try you on those days when you're feeling heavy, low, insecure, unsure, in that negative place. You know, he catch you right there, he got you. All I can tell you is shake it off. Run. It's very real, and people are entering into cuffing season. Yeah, pretty. Cuffing season. You say cuffing season. Yes, Lord. Listen, everybody want to cuff. It getting cold out there in them streets. People want to cuff, you know. People want to be held. Want to be, you know, under the blankets cold and having to ball up in the fetal position just to keep warm. Yeah, it's cuffing season out there. So, you know, get your mind right. Set your intentions. And remember the word imagination. It has the word I, image, and nation. If you imagine yourself in the bed with another man or another woman, especially a married man or woman, then that's going to be your nation. If that's what you're thinking about. If you go to bed thinking about it, if you wake up thinking about it, if you're thinking about it while you're riding your car, that's going to be your nation. But if you think good health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, abundance, and being a magnet for money, like hundreds and thousands of dollars are easily drawn to me effortlessly. If you think those thoughts, whatever I imagine within my own mind will be my nation. It will be your nation. Bay season. Katrina says bay season. Yeah. Husband. Husband. Yeah. We got to add the husband onto that. Yeah. I ain't just looking for no bae or no boo thing. I'm looking for a husband. Yeah. Well, I ain't looking for it. Let me get that straight. But I'm preparing myself for it. Because God said he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. He ain't told me to go find nothing. Okay, he told me to mind my own business. Be out there in his garden, you know, doing whatever I need to be doing. Minding my own business. And the king come find me. He gonna find me. I'm gonna be right where I need to be. He gonna be like, whoop, there it is. I'm gonna be like, yes. Let's go, because I'm ready. Look, these ceiling fans, they ready to be swung from, baby. For me, Bayless season. Oh, I know. We got to get it right. We got to get it right. That's okay. It's okay. That's right. It's okay. It's okay to be Bayless for a while because that gives us an opportunity to work on ourselves and get right, you know, get more tight and right. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little, you know, work in progress season. It's just a work. God says he will never leave us empty. That was part of my message in the beginning. He will never leave us empty. If he removes something from you, if he takes something from you, God says, I will never leave you empty. Only before a season. Only before a season you may be, you know, in this space that you're in. But God says, I'll never leave you empty, and I'll never leave you nor forsake you. I'll be with you always, and I'm going to take good care of you. You're going to go into the land of milk and honey. Okay? So put them pacifiers down. Put them pacifiers down. Listen, oh my goodness. This has been the best conversation. Y'all, I'm back on day shift. Only for 1 month. I only get 1 month of day shift. But I have the best energy and I feel alive. You know, when I'm on day shift, I feel like a normal person. So I'm definitely going to be coming back and doing some more lives. I'm thinking about doing my Thursdays TI. That's my Thursdays inspiration. And sometimes if we want to, you know, be raw with it, we can call it Thirsty Thursday, you know, because sometimes we be thirsty. We be thirsty. And we need to know how to quench our thirst. Okay, we need to know how to quench it. So, I just want to become more real, more raw. And my children tell me all the time, Mama, leave that. Well, hello, it is your girl, Free to Be MJ. They said, Mama, leave that alone. You need to talk to your Facebook family like you talk to us. Mama, we love it. Like you funny and you real and you the truth. This is what my children tell me. Well, my adults, my young adults. They said, Mama, that was so powerful. That's how you need to talk to your Facebook. So, I'm going to leave all that introduction stuff alone. Sometimes I can't help it because what's in you going to come out. And I like to be, professional, to a certain extent. But I'm going to try to come and be as raw and real with y'all because I'm telling you, your girl got some jewels that she can share that I know if it's helped me along my journey, it can help somebody else. And we are helpers one to another. As I share, and you help me and I help you, and we all grow and we all learn, and then we can all be flowing in the land of milk and honey in abundance and in a joyful place and in a happy place, and it's time out for all that old negative stuff, hating and being envious and jealous and lonely and depressed. Anybody got time for that? We only live one life. And COVID-19 got people dropping like flies. So we only got one life. Let's live it being happy and in joy and in peace. Peace is your $1 million. It's your multi-million dollars. Like, ain't nothing worth your peace. And baby, if you're in a toxic relationship, because you don't want to stop sucking on that pacifier, you can't have no peace like that. You can't have no peace like that. I might be home alone, but baby, I'm in peace. You understand me? I ain't got nobody tapping me on my shoulder and I'm looking over like, what you want? Like, leave me alone. You know how we do. Baby, I'm in peace. Minding my own business. And this joy that I have, no man, no woman didn't give it to me. And no man or woman can take it away. You got to have the joy of the Lord inside of you because that's your strength. When you get that, yeah, you may feel a little funky sometimes. You may think like I was thinking today, I lost out. But baby, God came to tell you ain't lose. You don't lose when you God's child. All we do is win. What Fantasia say, sometimes you got to lose to win. Sometimes you gotta lose to win. I ain't lost nothing in my life that God didn't amplify into a winning phase in my life. Nothing I lost. Anything I cried over and screamed over and was full of drama over and fought over and argued over and whatever else I did that I thought I lost, God said, girl, you don't even know. I'm about to blow your mind. You don't even know. Please get right so I can give you this milk and honey. You won't even remember that. That'd be a thing of the past. Okay? Please get your mind right. Be who I called you to be. Do what I told you to do so you can have what I promised that you can have. That's all. I'd be like, okay, Lord, forgive me. I'm so hard-headed. Oh, Lord, I'm so hard-headed. God said, don't even worry about it. I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. I knew you were going to be this hard-headed. But you going to learn. You going to learn. You going to learn. So, yep, that's my time, you guys. That is my time. And my time is my life. And I give my life to you, Lord. It is your girl, Free to Be MJ, where I always welcome and invite you to be free to be you. Until the next time, be mindful, be blessed, and peace. Yes. Remember, all we do is win, 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 no matter what. Yes. When you get off this live, you matter of fact, type it in the comment section. All we do is win. All we do is win. We never lose. We never lose. Thank you, Katrina. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for just staying with me and listening to me run my mouth. I pray that that was some words of inspiration to you guys. It definitely inspired me. It helped me. And I'm just thankful and grateful. Thankful and grateful. That's the only place you need to be in. Find you a thankful and grateful place to be in. And remember, according to your faith, so be it unto you. Yeah.